In today's video we will discuss the top 10 best horror movies 2022. You don't want to miss this. Please make sure you subscribe to the Top 10 Jaw-Dropping Facts channel to stay updated with new videos. New videos are released every Monday through Friday. We are going to give you the top 10 best horror movies that you need to see in 2022. Number 10. The Requin. When a couple is vacationing in Vietnam and find themselves stranded at sea after a tropical storm hits. When her husband sustains an injury, Jalen must fight for survival and make it safely to shore while hostile great white sharks circle in the depths below. Number 9. Umma. When Umma was first announced to star Grey's Anatomy and Killing Eve star Sandra Oh, horror fans everywhere rejoiced for what promised to be an interesting and ambitious undertaking. Unfortunately, it missed the mark on both counts. Iris K. Shimzuma focuses on generational trauma through immigrant families and the literal fear of becoming one's own mother. Number 8. Men. There's only 3 words needed to describe Alex Garland's Men. What the heck? Garland promises unpredictability and preternatural imagery. Practically illusion level, and makes it known that, for better or worse, Men is unlike any feature that came before it. Number 7. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Netflix's much-anticipated sequel to Tobe Hooper's 1974 film The Texas Chainsaw Massacre and the 9th installment in the long-running franchise focuses on the serial killer Leatherface. As he re-emerges nearly 50 years later to terrorize a group of young adults and comes face-to-face with the vengeful lone survivor of his previous murders. Number 6. Watcher. Chloe Okuno's psychological thriller Watcher was distributed by IFC Midnight and Shudder after its Sundance Film Festival premiere on January 22, 2022. Starring Breakthrough It Follows, 2014, star Maika Monroe in the lead role. Watcher centers on Julia, a woman who moves to Bucharest with her husband Francis and becomes the latest target of a serial killer living across the street. Number 5. You Are Not My Mother. You Are Not My Mother premiered in the Midnight Madness stream at the 2021 Toronto International Film Festival. Kate Dolan's psychological thriller stars Hazel Dupe, Float Like a Butterfly, as Char, a young adult whose relationship with her grandmother Rita, Ingrid Craigie, deteriorates after her mother Angela, Carolyn Bracken, briefly goes missing. When Angela returns after several days, her personality has radically changed and bizarre behavior points towards more sinister forces at work. Number 4. You Won't Be Alone. Written and directed by Goran Stilevsky in his directorial debut, You Won't Be Alone stars Sarah Klamaskat as Navina, a mute Macedonian girl who was transformed into a shapeshifter by a witch, Anna Maria Marenka, then abandoned. Years later, Navina is learning about humanity, love, and loss, all while slowly integrating herself into society, but Maria watches from the shadows and attempts to divert Navina's path as her self-proclaimed mother figure. Number 3. X, and here we have it, one of the greatest horror movies of 2022 thus far. T. West's X, spearheaded by Mia Goth in her dual role as both Maxine Minx and Pearl. X has been called unsettling, thought-provoking, and stimulating. The plot follows a group of aspiring filmmakers who set their sights on a rural property in Texas owned by an elderly couple to make a tasteful pornographic film. Number 2. Scream. Although it self-describes as a requel, Scream is both a relaunch of the franchise and a direct sequel to Craven's final directorial outing, Scream 4. Following Craven's death in 2015. In Scream, Ghostface reappears and begins targeting a group of teenagers who are each individually linked to the events of the original Woodsboro murders, which occurred 25 years prior. Number 1. The Black Phone. A teenager who was abducted by a notorious child kidnapper known as the Grabber, Hawk, and held hostage in a soundproof basement. When a disconnected rotary phone on the wall begins to ring, Finney discovers that he can communicate with the Grabber's previous victims. And they refuse to let Finney suffer the same fate. The Black Phone is easily one of the best thrillers of 2022 so far. Although not necessarily horror-esque in style. The film has an element of, this could happen in my neighborhood or city. With so many great horror movies to pick from, it's up to you to decide which movie you like best. I hope you enjoyed our top 10 best horror movies 2022. Please leave a comment below for any horror movies you think we missed. Do not forget to subscribe to the Top 10 Jaw-Dropping Facts channel. And new episodes release every Monday through Friday.